Hi, my name's John. Welcome to another Sunday night nightcap. Tonight I've got a varied mix of projects. One of the first things I do is I cast another one of those hand wheels using a slightly different method. And I mount it in the lathe and start machining it. So I get the rim machined and the centre boss done. The rest of it will just be hand fettled with a die grinder and a hand file. It's turned out quite nice. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but it is a nice shaped wheel. I also modify a socket for a lad. The lad I know he builds car gearboxes and he wanted a very deep 30mm socket, so I cut a socket up and welded a bit of tube into it for him. I show quite a lot of that. Some good welding footage as well. I bought some new measuring gear for the shop. I bought a set of snap gauges, and I also felt very lucky on a big collection of Starrett and Mr. 2U measuring gear. I'll show all of that. I've also bought a new microphone for my camera. I'm actually using this microphone now, so it'll be interesting to see how much better or worse the sound is. I've been picking lots of interference up with the camera that I use for video and steam rallies and the likes, so I bought an external mic for it, a shock mount mic. We'll see what sort of performance that gives. Got an update on Debs. Debs was in seeing our doctor last week. He's quite happy with our progress, and he says all the problems he's having now, the pains in our joints and the tiredness, is all pure and simply down to the treatment she's been getting, and once the treatment's finished this will go away and she'll start to feel more like her normal self. As I mentioned last week, it's getting very near to the 100th Sunday night nightcap. I've had lots of suggestions what I should do for the 100th nightcap. Some of them are not very pleasant, some of them would be interesting, some of them are totally illegal. I think what I will do, I've looked at all the nightcaps, the last 90 odd of them, and I've taken the last few minutes of each one, like the outtakes, and I've put all them into one video. So you're going to have probably half an hour of outtakes. That'll be part of it. There's a friend of mine sent me some excellent aerial photographs of the area I live in. I'll probably put some of these in as well. There's some good ones of the River Tyne, the bridges. I know a lot of the American viewers are interested in where I live. I'll do a bit driving around some of the country lanes, because we have got some really nice countryside up here. Anyway, I'll just see what crops up. I've been asked by a friend of mine to make this socket 4 inches longer. It's a 30mm socket, and he uses it, or he wants to use it. It's to go inside the gearbox. There's a shaft got to go up there, obviously with a nut well down it. You can buy a deep socket, a socket that length, a special tool, but it's very expensive. So what I'll do, I'll part it off. I've got a bit of suitable steel tube in here, and I'll just weld the tube in a 4-inch length, and that should give me his deep socket. This has to be fairly tough. Anyway, we'll put it in the chuck and see if we can part it off. There's a shoulder inside there. That's 30mm up from the end. So I'll probably part it off at about 35. We'll just do it to 3-jaw chuck. More than enough. I just need to make sure the parting tool is lying square to the job. I know it's on centre height. Touching there, so it's got to be at right angle to the job. and make sure I've got plenty of clearance between the chuck jaw and the tool holder, which I have. One thing I will do, I'll lock off the air current so it can't move. Things nice and stiff. So decent sort of speed. Right, all I want to do now is face off the air nice and square, then put a chamfer on for welding. Speed things up a bit. Just threw it all out of the bastard camera. Right, lens has been cleaned up. It's quite tough, this stuff. We'll get plenty of welding there because I'll chamfer that side as well. Right, we'll clean the other half of the socket up ready for welding as well. This is decent material, this has been tempered as well. cut out a piece of the pipe we're going to use to extend the socket with. I'm going to face the end and machine it, and they taper on for welding. I'm going to TIG weld it so I'll clean that little bit of rust off there when I've got it in the lathe. Right, I've clamped the job together with a little bit of threaded bar. I'd simply put a couple of tacks on, and then I'll get the camera in a bit closer and try and get some actual shots of welding it through the lens. Just going to weld out a normal mild steel filler wire. This is the welder I'm going to use to weld it with. It's a welder made by a company called Lathe. I've got it on sort of loan. I'm doing a review on it. I've had it for 2 or 3 months now. On the whole, I'm very impressed with it. It's an AC/DC inverter TIG welder. It also does stick welding. All I want is a few tacks on, probably 3 on each end. Right, I've got some nice tacks on it, and what I've done, I've mounted it into this old car wheel bearing. I've been going to make a weld positioner for quite some time now. I've got a rotary one there that I've put a 3-jaw chuck in the middle. I'm also going to mount a chuck on the ear and have it on a bracket so I can pivot it for the best welding angle. Probably just turn it by hand. What I'll do, I'll mount this in the vise, and we'll use that to hold it to weld it. We'll grip that in there. We're going to weld this in and turn it as we're welding. One thing you do need is a good earth. Simply wrap that round there. The clip will earth direct onto there. And that'll just turn on there. That's going to make sure we've got a good earth. Right. And get set up, set the camera up, and so I can get some decent shots of that being welded. It's not the best weld in the world, but it's not going to come apart. There you go, one extra deep 30mm socket. I bought some new measuring tools off eBay this week. I bought a set of Kennedy, what I call snap gauges. I have got a set of snap gauges. Unfortunately, one of them come apart. I lost part of it. They were given to me by a friend from Ireland. I did a job for him and he gave us them, and they've done the job for quite a few years. But I've actually bought a new set of Kennedy ones. Kennedy's good tools. I've got some Kennedy spanners at work. I might actually do a video on how you use a snap gauge. Basically, go into a ball like that, you snap it through once, and then you take your measurement on the outside of there with a micrometer. These are quite a nice set. I think they go from 5/16 to 6 inch, I think it is. Absolutely brand new, they've never been out of the packet. I didn't pay a lot of money for them. That's the first thing I bought. Then after that, I was down at my dad's house, and one of my dad's friends wanted to know if I wanted any engineering, measuring tools. An old guy he knew was retiring, and there was quite a bit of stuff there. Would I be interested? Well, yes. So I went and had a look, and this is basically what I found. That's the collection there. It's all either Mitutoyo or Starrett. I'll open each box in turn and show you what's in there. Right, this is the first one. It's a Starrett 0 to 1 inch micrometer. I've actually got one exactly the same. It's absolutely pristine, brand new, unused condition. Very nice micrometer. Even the setting spanners in the packet. Instructions, calibration certificate. There again, a video on reading a micrometer might not be a bad idea. There are videos out there, but I'm sure I could do one in a more colourful manner. Another Starrett micrometer. Once again, brand new, but this one's seized up. It's had a little bit of dampness on it. The paint's starting to flake. This is certainly worth freeing up and sorting out. That one's got the tensor around the bottom. I'll zoom in so you can see that. Got the tensor around there. I'm not sure if the other one has. No, that one hasn't. Yeah, the tenths of a thou round there, and that one hasn't got them. So that certainly is worth freeing off. It's frozen in there, you can see the rust. Right, next item is also a Starrett. It's a Starrett Engineer's Level. Brand new. Little wee bit of surface rust that wants treating. Very nice. Starrett number 98. Set of feeler gauges here. Metric. 0.03 to 1 by 100th of a millimeter. Big, massive, long ones. Like I say, this guy was a turbine engineer, so these are used for going into, obviously, the places where you can't get a short set of feeler gauges in. Once again, more Starrett gear. Starrett internal micrometer set. Imperial, absolutely brand spanking new, never been used. The box has never been opened. This is something that I'll be keeping for myself. I want this. And not only that stuff will be sold on to friends or traded with friends. But that's certainly something that I need. I haven't got a decent depth micrometer, but I have now. Hardy conversion chart. All the paperwork. Absolutely brand new. This, I think, is one of the probably the best item here, or the most useful item for me anyway. Once again, it's Starrett. Starrett vernier, a 9-inch one. Really nice bit of gear. Internal, external and depth. This is something I'll use quite a lot. I do like a vernier with a clock on it. So that's the one that I'll be keeping as well. A meter 2U inside micrometer. Once again, absolutely brand new. That one's imperial as well. Another meter 2U internal micrometer. A bigger one, this one. And that one's metric. All the bits and pieces are just absolutely brand new, unopened. Right, the last one is another meter 2U micrometer, internal. This one's imperial. It's actually quite stiff to turn it. I don't want taking apart and cleaning. Various adapters that screw onto it. So you can measure how big. This is really nice gear. So some of this gear I will be keeping, and that stuff I'll sell to friends or swap with friends. But it just goes to show that this stuff is out there, just in case of being in the right place at the right time.